Hey, shalom, shalom. First, I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Hakadash. Also, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect, which is God and Ra, preaching this word of truth and sincerity. I am your beloved brother Malak Amawan, and I am from the camp GMS Las Vegas. And we're going to get into it, man. The Kim Iverson show, she going into how the freights, the ports are empty since Trump's tariffs. And I heard China raised up the their tariffs is 140%. Well, you're about to find out, though. Let's play this video.
Second, which means, as of today, the de minimis tax exemption for imports below $800 from China has now expired, which means everything, minus some exceptions, are being hit with the 145% in tariff.
145% in tariffs.
And this is causing some panic. Let me go ahead and show you this. This is a tweet that I came across earlier today. This is Andrew. I am the resistance. So you can see his political leaning. So, just to be fair there. So he says, not to be an alarmist, but this is one of the biggest and most critical shipping ports in the United States. These pictures were taken earlier this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Nothing is coming in. This is what all of our ports look like right now because of Trump's tariffs. And he shows these images are coming from the Port of Los Angeles and the Port of Long Beach. And these two ports receive about half of their shipping comes from China. And that accounts for, and these two ports account for, I think, like 40 or 60, a huge amount of U.S. imports come into these two ports. And half of the port comes in from China. So showing these images, of basically empty ports. So getting some alarm there. Now, it's not only social media users who are sounding the alarm. Major news outlets have also been. If you go and you Google this, in the news, you're going to see every single major outlet saying shipping is down 30%. The ports are down 30%.
And it's eventually going to be down. It's going to be down lower. It's going to be to the point where America's not getting any type of shipments. This is the all end of it, man. Famine is coming, and there's nothing no one or anyone can do about it, man. This must happen. There are going to be famines. This include definitely also the famine of the word. It's going to be sifting, more exposure. And all I can just pray that is that I am of the elect, and you brothers and sisters that are watching are of the elect. Let's watch a little bit more of this, and then we're gonna get a couple of scriptures out. Try not to be before you long, Lord willing, but the Spirit gonna do what the Spirit do, right? All right.
Is an alarming number because during the pandemic it was about 20%, so 30%. Now with the pandemic it was a little different because it was prolonged. We had bottlenecks. Ships weren't able to port, so there was a lot of other issues there, not just a drop in actual goods coming in. But 30% sounds really alarming, or even 35%. The numbers are a little bit different depending on which outlet that you're watching. But watch this from CNN.
The Port of Los Angeles says it does expect shipping volume from China to plunge about 35% next week. The president addressing this just a short time ago.
Sending boats, the biggest boats in the world, carrying.
Bear with me, y'all.
Cargo like nobody's ever seen before. These are the biggest boats in the world, biggest cargo ships in the world, and they're coming and they're turning around in the Pacific Ocean. They're doing a big U-turn and going back because they don't want the goods because 145 tariff. But at a certain point, I hope we're going to make a deal with China. We're talking to China.
Okay, so he admits that the ships are turning around because of the 145% tariff. So he's hoping that, yeah, they're turning around, but maybe this will cause China to make a deal. So, okay. So we know that this is somewhat happening, but is there really, are we not seeing ships at the ports? What is the truth? What is going on? Is it just liberal media doing their typical scare tactics, doing whatever they can to
I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. These countries don't give a damn
demonize Trump?
about America, man. It's done. Like we're getting ready to head into war. China is not budging, and and truth of the matter is, Esau gonna revert back to the sword. That's the truth. He's gonna revert back to the sword. Let's get scriptures. Psalms 55. I just read this, but truth be told, he gonna say we're gonna try to get a understanding with China. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, man. And Trump knows it. That's why they starting to come out with the drafts and everything, man. They coming out with a draft and all that. So, truth be told, he ain't got no hand on it, and China's not budging, right? This is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet he draw the sword. So he telling you all, we're gonna work something out with China. We're gonna talking smooth to you. It's butter, than butter, but in his life, his mind, right? His mind, right? His words, his mind, his words, in his mind and his heart, he's gonna draw the sword. But yet they draw the sword. He talked to you smooth, soft as oil, saying everything, making it seem like everything gonna be all right. But he know, and the people that's under him know, the army knows that, hey, Trump is fucked. This America is fucked. Which Trump, by the way, great job. I gotta hand it to you. You really fucked it up, but that's great. Continue to fuck up Babylon, you know. But best believe war is about to happen. Let's go back to the video.
Policies, or is this legitimate and we can expect a real impact to your local store shelves, your wallet, the supply chain in general? So we pulled the real data.
She says store shelves, right? Let's do this. And another thing, man, the store shelves are going, plagues are about to come, all types of stuff, man. Let me see, famine. Let me see if, they be acting bougie. Let's do this. Blue letter be sometimes bougie with it, but let's look it up because always gotta have different. You see, bear with me, y'all. Here we go. Oh, I spelled that wrong. There we go. Yep, this is the one I'm looking for anyway. Slocky, y'all. Ain't the best speller, but doing what I can, right? It's like, this has been earthquakes, famines. It's all about to go down, man. This is yeah, I think I'm gonna go with This is Mark, not Mark, but Matthew 24 and verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. And that's happening right now, right? Kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So, one thing I'm telling you now, there are famines, man. There are famines. The food that we eating is not real food. It's fake food. We have pestilence. We got all type of the bee flu you got going on. You got the C19. You got that going on. You got earthquakes in California. Even Vegas, had a couple of earthquakes too, man. Like Indian Springs had, I believe last year was like a 4 something, a 4.0 in Indian Springs, Nevada. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, in diverse places, man. There's earthquakes all around the world. I know Turkey had another earthquake. California had one. I think they had like a 6, 7, or something like that. I'm not sure the magnitude, but they feel it. You got these other countries having earthquakes, and it's like it's getting real. You got sicknesses on a higher level. The food is bad. The air quality is trash. But these are all things that's gonna have to happen. Because the scriptures say it. You know what I'm saying? These have to be fulfilled, and it's happening, man. You got brothers falling out the truth, brothers bugging out, believing in weirdo shit. Now let's pray the Lord keep the spirit on those brothers that's in this truth right now, man. I pray the Lord keep us and not destroy us, man. Things are getting very, very, very vicious out here, man. Like I say, man, I just pray that we are the elect, right? And it says all these are the beginning of sorrows. It's just only the beginning, right? And like for the men of the Lord, they've been talking about, passing a law where they can lock you up 2 years if you speak about this Bible. We understand that really ain't for the Christians. The Christians are not no threat. The wacky tacky Christians, they're no threat. That law that they're gonna pass is gonna be for the men of the Lord out there on the highways and hedges. That's teaching this truth, 100% truth, man. That's disrupting their flow and rhythm of wickedness, man. Right? But let's continue to go. Right? They shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. Brothers are even gonna lose their lives, gonna be martyrs for this truth, man. For in this truth, man. But they're gonna be the first ones that's risen up, right? But we're gonna be brought before judges and put down, talked bad too. What we understand comes with the job description, man. And I just pray, the Lord keep us, because you're gonna lose a lot, family, sons, daughters. But I pray that the Lord keep us, man. No matter what happens, we understand that we really don't lose them. We may lose them in the physical side of this side, but we gonna gain them all back and some, Lord willing. I don't want about this out. We are the elect, right? And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake, right? And it says right here, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and that's about to come too. Many people that you thought that was real tight and cool and, supposed to be with you and on your side, you're going to find out when there's a lack of bread who brothers really are. A lack of resources, you're going to find out who they really are, man. In the times, man. Like, we're heading into a lot of brothers and sisters, man. They're gonna, man, a lot of people gonna give in to the MOTB, and I pray there's none of you brothers and sisters that are watching. I just pray that the Lord keep us and that we endure to the end, and that we are the elect, because the scriptures say that my servants shall eat. Because these these ports that are lacking all these goods and necessities that brothers need, these ports that in these countries that are not sending it, it's gonna cause a famine, man. And people are gonna panic. People are gonna what's they call doomsday buy. I forget how they say it. They're going to panic. they're going to panic, you know. So yeah, so you have to pray every day and put your faith in the Lord, man, because things are going to get very, very bad if you don't have your Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai. Salaki about the background. My son took care of it though. She's kind of called me. I'm doing a lesson, but yeah, man, this thing is about to get real bad, and fast, And it says right here, and it says, then shall many be offended and shall betray one another, which I read. That's why I want to go back into. It's gonna be betrayal, man. A lot of betrayal that's gonna go on, right? And shall hate one another, right? And many false prophets shall rise, right? And shall deceive many. And people are already every day, they waxing cold every day. So imagine how much more if a famine comes, man. People are going to really show their true colors, you know? And because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. But he that endureth to the end shall be slackened. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. And I'm speaking as a man, This guy, and I truly believe that the gospel has been preached around the world through the internet. That breath of life has been spreading through the men of the Lord, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, through this internet, man. So when the Lord do come, or when it all goes down and judgment is being sent out on a mega scale, a high level, there won't be no excuses. The Lord is going to bring it back to your remembrance. Oh man, I did walk past that camp. Oh, I did walk past that brother. I did talk about those brothers. I said that they look like bombs, and the Lord's going to bring it all back to your remembrance. You had a chance to receive it and you didn't. And like it's really up to the Lord if you receive it or not. But expect famine, death, and destruction, man. Because people are going to lose their minds when they can't get their goods. And that's where I'm heading with all this, right? Slocky, y'all. But I went on a little spiritual rant, but yeah. Let's go back to the video.
Vessel trackers, port manifests, import volumes, and let me show you exactly what's coming. Now, I do want to give a shout out to the YouTube channel, What's Going On with Shipping, which is how I found much of this information. You should definitely follow that channel, especially now to know, how the trade war is going to be impacting the supply chain and your money supply. We all survived through the pandemic, barely, but we all do remember the empty shelves, the panic, the stores. I mean, it was just absolutely crazy. So is that going to be happening to us again? Let's go ahead and start looking at the charts. So,
look at this. Import volume, April 27th to May 3rd, 86,464. This shit is plummeting. Look at this shit. Change from the previous week. They're down 27.82%. Look at shit plummeting, man. Look at this. Scheduled vessel. Man, look at this. This shit going down. That went up. But, y'all get the point, man. Shit, pretty much, shit is beginning to hit the fan. People ain't feeling it yet, but they gonna start feeling it, man. I'm telling you, they gonna start feeling it, man. When you gotta pay $100, $200 for meat. I'm telling you, they feel it in Trump. You fucked up this one, brother. You're doing a great job, man. You're doing a hell of a fucking job on Babylon. Let me play this video.
This is week by week U.S. import volumes. And you can see that the volumes just fell off a cliff. So you see April 27th to May 3rd down 28% from the previous week, then another 16% drop. And when you compare that to last year, we're talking a 35% collapse. That's what we're already seeing from the shipping week that we're just finishing up right now, April 27th to May 3rd, and then from May 4th to May 10th. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the May 11th, May 17th is that, you see that there's a percent up of 34% of the shipping going up. So that to be cautioned is that there are ships these are expected ships to take off. They're not loaded yet or whatever. They're expecting to leave. And I think a lot of that expectation is they're hoping the tariff war will end, that, this won't last. And so they're kind of, it's kind of like what happened during the pandemic. You saw it all the time where it was like, okay, I think we're ready to go. We're ready to open the doors. We're ready to do this. And then, of course, the government comes along and says, nope, 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 you can't. And so they're like, okay, next week, we'll be ready next week. And that just went on week after week after week. So I think we're going to see a lot of ships in the coming weeks thinking, yeah, okay, now the trade war is going to end. We're going to be okay. We're going to take off. And
It's only gonna get worse. Ain't no peace and safety. And when they say peace and safety, you already know. So let me go and grab that scripture. When they say peace and safety, hold on, my bad. Slocky, y'all. Bear with me. It is. This is First Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. For when they when so when the Slocky, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And we understand when women having travail, meaning that's the hour that they're about to give birth, it's the most painful hour that a woman ever experienced. And this is why I hear from women, right? So best believe when they say peace and safety, you best believe that sudden destruction is coming upon them. You know what I mean? There is no peace and safety while this devil Esau Edom is in rulership, the so-called white man, which is really the red man. There's no peace and safety while long as this devil is in rulership. The scriptures say that the people are mourning because the wicked ruler, is in rulership. But when a wise and I'm roughly paraphrasing, and a righteous ruler is in power, the people rejoice. And right now, we understand who the righteous ruler is. That's Yahweh Shai. That's gonna bring peace to the earth through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, of course. But and things are gonna be in order. 144,000 is gonna be, governing over the heathen nations. Doing, making sure that these nations stay in order. Right now, there is no order dealing with Esau. And that's the truth. And let that be the truth, man. Be told, man. So when they say peace and safety, believe utter destruction is coming behind it. There is no such thing as peace and safety with this devil in rulership. He's polluted right along with the king, with this wicked ass kingdom, man. Your best bet is to depart from this place because it's polluted and it will destroy you with a sword of destruction. Because this place is falling and collapsing. And that's the way this cookie is crumbling.
And then as they get closer to the time of needing to take off, they don't, because the tariffs have not ended. So So what we're seeing here as of right now is truly a 35% collapse, and this isn't seasonal. This is a direct hit from the tariffs. We should be seeing lots of ships, especially now in the summertime. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this next chart here. This is the actual marine traffic map. This is a screenshot from earlier today showing the real-time traffic. Now, the ships that are leaving, when you look at this close, I know it's kind of hard to see, but when you look at the ships, the green ones are the actual cargo ships, red's tankers. So the green ships, you can see they're still leaving the Chinese ports, but you'll notice that there are fewer heading to the United States than usual. Well, if you've been paying attention to this type of chart, but there are fewer. But we're also seeing what's interesting about this chart is traffic is actually going from, it's actually building up down in Southeast Asia, which is interesting because that means, now Vietnam's got a pretty hefty tariff slapped on them as well, but, and many of those Southeast Asian countries have heavy tariffs slapped on them, but not 145%. And what is happening is a lot of these Chinese companies are they're attempting to circumvent the 145% tariffs by shipping, by trucking the goods down to places like Vietnam and then shipping them out from Vietnam where the tariffs burden is maybe half the cost of the 145%. So we are.
And, like I say, America is the only one that's really suffering. Babylon is going to fall, man. And all this is going to lead into, eventually, is Jacob's trouble, man. MOTB in World War III, which is a fuel of fire. And that's the truth. That's just the bottom line of it, man. It's all leading to I'm telling you, Jacob trouble about to happen, man. The economy's about to crash. A lot of these goods that fixes, the economy, like generators, man, for the and I could be saying it wrong, like electrical generator for the power lines. Once they start breaking down, eventually they're gonna run out of the parts. You know, and where we get our parts from? China. Jacob trouble about to hit, y'all. Let me get this in Jeremiah. Cause it's about to be crazy. And I mean, it's gonna be a time like never before. Cause America really never really been through nothing, man. Let's be very openly honest here, man, This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 5. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Right? Slakia. Ask ye now, right? And see whether do a man travail with child. And we understand that men cannot have children. It's just a depiction of how painful the time or the time this time is going to be, right? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail. And I can explain it earlier. A woman in travail is getting ready to give birth, Salakia, and it's going to be very painful. And if it's going to be painful for men, excuse me, y'all, how much more you women? How much more? You women are going to be destroyed in Jacob's trouble. A lot of you women will be destroyed in Jacob's trouble. Judgment is literally going to be set up for Eve, man. And not just Eve only. I'm just saying, like I'm telling you, because society now is wilding. These women are wilding right along with this society. And once this society and this economy crash, and there's no protection from Esau, the police, and all that, y'all gonna be fair game, right? But if it's gonna be painful for a man, it's gonna be painful, even more terrifyingly painful for you women, right? But let's continue on what I read it. And all faces are turned into paleness. You're feeble, like weak. You look up the definitions, man. Lack of spirit, lack of spiritual courage. You know, look up the word faint and go into the definitions of those words. You will get into, man. It's gonna be people that's gonna have a lack of faith, spiritual courage in the times we're heading into. Matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do. I like looking up this word, and then I'm pretty much gonna close it with this right here. Lord willing, Lord willing. Let me go here. Let's go to Jeremiah 30 and verse 5. Right. Hold on. Here we go. No. Let me see. I just want to click on this word and look it up real quick. See, pelvis. Here we go. Let's look it up. All right, let's go to Miriam. There we go. Let's see. Paleness. Let me see. Bear with me, y'all. This. See, yep. See, pale. There we go. Let's pop a pale. Right? It says, like, no, this is the one I want to look for, right? But it's saying right here, having a, bear with me. It says having or a reduce of saturation, right? It's like pink, But this, there we go. We go down. Feeble. Look at that. That's the one I was looking for. Salaki, if I passed it. Feeble, right? Let's click on the word feeble, right? I do this a lot because, like, give you the picture. Indicating weakness, right? Marked by lacking strength. You're going to be weak in those times, right? It's another word I'm looking for. See? Now let's go back one, right? Here we go. Let's click on faint. It's another word, yeah? Hardly perceptible, right? Weak, dizzy, likely to faint, right? Lacking courage and spirit. Cowardly. You're going to be cowardly, you're going to be weak in those days, man. So, like, you won't have no type of spiritual courage. There's no hope in the time of Jacob's trouble. That's where that word peltness goes into. Feeble and weak. Lacking courage, lacking spirit. I just have to look that up for edification purposes, right? It says, at last, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved up out of it. And that's the elect, the remnant, the numerous multitude is going to be saved up out of that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we coming into some very crucial and harsh times, man. Direct times, straight to the point times, man. Because the Lord is he's no longer winking at the wickedness no more. He's going to judge it. You're going to see bodies laying on every side. It's going to be like bodies going to be like dung in the streets, man. So, yeah, man. So with that, man, I pray and hope this was edifying. We're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect, which is scattered abroad, preaching the word of truth and sincerity. I am your beloved brother, Malak Amon. I am from the camp GMS Las Vegas. And if I didn't say shalom to you, sister, shalom to you, the very few that are listening in silence, as the scripture say, do so. Hey, trouble is coming. Famine is coming. Destruction and death and war is coming. So, hey, any day now, man. These are the times that we're living in. We can head into the Jacob trouble any day. It could be a blackout any day. So, hey, anything can happen. You just don't know, man. It could be anything, man. But till next time I say, Lord willing, if there is a next time, shalom.